today I'll be turning Thanksgiving foods into humans. So there are so many dishes for Thanksgiving obviously, and I picked two main dishes and one dessert cause without dessert nothing completes, right? Okay, so first up, mashed potatoes. I believe almost everyone loves it, but I'm not a big fan of it. So well, I like potatoes but not when it's mashed. Oh, forget about that. Let's talk some interesting stuff about mashed potatoes. So basically, the potato has a wild backstory. So before mashed potatoes became the soft cloud we love today, potatoes actually grew wild high up in the Andes Mountains. Imagine the first human who saw this lumpy root and thought, what if I boil this, crush it into a pulp, drown it in butter and call that dinner? A genius. Butter plus mashed potatoes? It's a love story. So mashed potatoes without butter is like a phone without internet or a dog without zoomies. Technically functional, but where's the joy? The average American Thanksgiving includes nearly 50 million pounds of mashed potatoes. That's enough to build something weird, probably a giant potato mountain or mashed Everest. Instant mashed potatoes go to space. Astronauts eat mashed potatoes too, but dehydrated ones. So imagine floating around Earth and hydrating a bag of potato dust. That's NASA cuisine. It's basically, here's your space mashed potato, add water, shake, try not to cry. The largest serving of mashed potatoes was huge. So the record for the world's biggest bowl of mashed potatoes were over 1 ton. That's like feeding 1,000 people. Fun fact, potatoes were once considered poison. Back in the day, people thought potatoes were sketchy, suspicious, possibly dangerous. Meanwhile, modern humans are like, mash them, add garlic, add more garlic, add cheese, add my soul. They have already evolved. At the very first Thanksgiving in 1621, there were no mashed potatoes. Why? Because potatoes weren't even a regular American crop yet. The Pilgrims didn't grow them and the Wampanoag didn't eat them. So the first Thanksgiving was basically venison, corn, fish, maybe pumpkin, but no potatoes. Imagine living in a world like that. Tragic. By the late 6000s and 7000s, potatoes finally made their way into American soil more seriously. People began farming them because they were easy to grow, cheap, filling. Basically, potatoes were the perfect, I'm broke but I still want dinner food. I think that's enough of mashed potato talks, and here we go, mashed potato turned into a human. Next up, we got everyone's favorite except vegans. It's turkey. At first, I struggled like, how am I going to turn this into a human? And I almost tried to change my mind to go with something else. But I can do it because it's the main dish for Thanksgiving, right? Did you know that turkeys were almost the national bird? Believe it or not, Benjamin Franklin once said the turkey would make a better national symbol than the eagle. Imagine that. Americans saluting a chunky bird that goes gobble gobble instead of a majestic eagle that looks like it's judging your life choices. Also, turkeys can run faster than you think. Turkeys can sprint up to 20 miles per hour. That means if your Thanksgiving turkey suddenly came back to life and decided to escape, you're not catching it. Did you know that only male turkeys say gobble? Yep. Only the guys gobble. Female turkeys make softer sounds like clucks and purrs. So when you hear gobble gobble, that's basically a male turkey trying to flirt like, hey girl, check out my feathers. Turkeys can actually blush. Like turkeys' heads can turn red, white or blue depending on mood. So excited turkey, red head. Scared turkey, white head. Confused turkey, probably the same color I turn when reading a math problem. So why turkey became Thanksgiving's main star? Now the juicy part, literally. Turkey became the Thanksgiving headliner because turkeys were common in North America. They were big enough to feed a family and they weren't used for milk like cows or eggs like chickens, and they had this special occasion vibe. Also, let's be honest, turkey looks more dramatic on table than a chicken. It's the Beyonce of Thanksgiving food. Center stage, spotlight, dramatic entrance. Did you know that the president actually pardons a turkey? Every year, the US president picks a turkey and says, you get to live, buddy. And that turkey just rattles off like it won the lottery. Imagine being the chosen turkey like, I did nothing but exist, and now I'm a celebrity. Wild turkeys actually sleep up in trays to avoid predators. Yes, these giant birds can fly short distances. It must look like a chubby feathery airplane struggling to take off. Turkeys have a thing called a snood. That floppy thing hanging over a turkey's beak, yeah, it's called a snood. The longer the snood, the more attractive female turkeys think the male is. Turkeys basically flirt with nose noodles. Okay, I think you guys learned a lot about turkey here. So anyways, here we go. Turkey turned into a human. So, who got room for dessert? Yeah, it's pumpkin pie. Well, not my favorite, but most of you like it, right? Okay, so anyways, pumpkin pie is older than America. Pumpkin pie's ancestors go way back, before America even existed. Indigenous people were already roasting pumpkins, mixing them with honey and baking them in hot ashes. The first pumpkin pies didn't have crust. The earliest pumpkin pies weren't pies at all. They were hollowed out pumpkins stuffed with milk, honey, spices and roasted whole. So imagine someone hand you a pumpkin and says, "Here, dessert." No crust, no whipped cream, just pumpkin casserole vibes. Did you know pumpkin is not always pumpkin? Here's a sneaky trick. Most canned pumpkin is actually made from squash. But squash and pumpkin are cousins, so it still counts. It's like calling your cousin your bro. Not accurate, but still feels right. So why pumpkin pie became a Thanksgiving icon? Pumpkin pie became the Thanksgiving dessert for a few tasty reasons. Pumpkins were everywhere in colonial America. They stored well for months. They were cheap. Everyone loves cheap. Pumpkins were naturally sweet and pies were the fancy dessert of the time. So pumpkin pie became the dessert version of the Thanksgiving turkey. Traditional, iconic and silently judging you when you go for a second slice. Fun fact, pumpkin pie was once used as a political statement. In the 1800s, some people used pumpkin pie as a symbol of American values. One writer even called it the most American of all dishes. Imagine using pie to win arguments. Oh yeah, well my country has pumpkin pie. Case closed. Pumpkin pie spice contains no pumpkin. Famous pumpkin spice flavor? Yeah, there's zero pumpkin in it. It's just a cozy mix of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, allspice. Basically, it tastes like autumn, sweaters, and warm hugs. The world's largest pumpkin pie was ridiculous. The biggest pumpkin pie ever made weighed over 3,600 pounds. That's heavier than a car. Imagine trying to bake that thing. The secret? Pumpkin pie is a science project. Pumpkin pie filling is actually a custard like flan or creme brulee. That means if you overcook it, it cracks. If you undercook, it's soup. And here we go, pumpkin pie as a human. That's it for today. See you from the next video.